Support your friends, fuck nigga. You out here supporting these celebrities and these big businesses. Support your friends then.
People, y'all know who it is over there, man. It's me and Pop. We always over here on this couch, man. Y'all know we just here to stand on this good old business. Y'all see the merchandise in the back, man. Y'all support the channel, man. Come cop you a t-shirt. If you want to put what kind of business you stand on the back, let us know. Let's get right into this. We're going to bring y'all this in parts. This is absolutely a great video, especially from the lady on the left. The lady on the right, for me, wants to be a victim, but we'll get into that. Let's just get right into this episode. Oh, and so we give y'all the backdrop. The feminist lady on the left is finna break down how feminism started from the 60s to where we are today. And y'all finna be, if you really listen at it, you're gonna be blown away on just how much damage was actually done from back then, especially as far as my sons who date now, my older sons, and the young men now. You're gonna know exactly why you are where you are.
Yeah, I'm speaking with Darlene Lev. And Darlene, you're a writer who reached out to me recently after listening to a couple of conversations that we've had on this channel, I think for specifically some of the solid ground conversations. And if you don't mind, I'll just read real quickly the paragraph that you sent me, because I think it really sets up an interesting discussion. So you said, I was so taken by our childless women ruining the world that I plan to incorporate the dialogue into a chapter/essay for the book that you're working on. I heard a lot of the cause of the problem put on men. I agree and have experienced this, but would like to explore how feminism destroyed the courtship that much more directly led to marriage and family formation. Born in 1961, I experienced firsthand the revolution from moms at home to moms at work, from courting commitment to courting instability. I've toyed with writing a memoir called My Dumb Feminist Life, which would examine the choices I made in fealty to feminist narratives and how self-sabotaging so much of it was. So I'm so interested to explore your perspectives on this, and I'll let you just open it up. What's kind of, do you want to say a little bit about yourself first and kind of lay out a sort of the arc of how you've evolved in your thinking?
Well, one of the things that struck me about that particular conversation was, it resonates because I wound up childless myself and it wasn't necessarily intentional, but I also noticed, and I'm thinking you're all a little younger than I am, right? When were you all born on the panel? About
I was
Gen
born
X?
in the mid 70s, and then another one of the girls is the same age as me, and two of them are a little bit older, but still probably Gen X.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I was struck by how the dialogue was. I couldn't find a good man. I couldn't find a man who would commit. Mm-hmm. And this is how I wound up like this. And then, I think one person, forgive me if I can't remember everyone's names right now. I watch every episode, and the discussions are all so interesting. But I was thinking, I know what happened because I lived through that change. And it's sort of like, if you look at the French Revolution, the people who were coming of age right as the Reign of Terror starts would know something more than the people who are living in the aftermath and grappling with that. So my trajectory, my coming of age completely coincides with the sexual revolution when things really changed. And I like to say,
Now I'm going to give you my quick interruption. We're going to try to let them talk for a few minutes at a time, y'all, before we interrupt in each part, because we really want y'all to hear them, and then we're going to give you our breakdown. So, few things I want to point out. I like how she just said it really coincides with the sexual revolution. I also like where she said, I ended up childless myself. Childless myself. That really wasn't by choice, as she just said. Okay. But then again, it really was by choice. And we'll get into that as the episode plays on. But I just wanted people to catch how she said she wound it up with nothing to show for it at this age, but then believed everything that feminism told her. Now she's old enough to know, oh, I was bamboozled, I was hoodwinked, and I was lied to.
And real quick as well, the thing that stuck up in my mind thus far. Oh, and y'all gonna see me look at my phone because I already made some notes. So, but here's the thing. Notice that she said how childless women ruined the world.
And I'm glad you pointed that out.
Do not miss that,
Do
everybody.
not miss that.
How she said how childless women have ruined the world.
And then as we get back into it, notice that she said when she talking to the young lady, the episode that comment that she left under, she said she noticed that every woman on the panel was pretty much making excuses, right? So this woman just said she on the end of the late 70s. So she before me. I'm an 80s baby, right?
Yep.
So, ma'am, you old enough to clearly know what it is and what it ain't with the men that you picked and you didn't pick.
Absolutely correct.
Right? So basically what she was saying when she left the comment is she letting you and the other young ladies on that episode know y'all doing all the blaming, but you ain't taking no accountability. Let's get into it.
Come on, let's do it.
I have said to my students, probably at my own risk, that TV in the 60s was very family oriented, very much about being a good civic citizen. The morals were all, I would say, fairly universal, how to be a good person, you know, how to handle the town bully, Mayberry RFD, family. And then we start getting into the relaxing the codes, and now there's murder and single police women, Charlie's Angels, which was a huge influence on me. And it just completely changed. And by the time I reach my adolescence, now there is abortion. And I even remember I was sitting on the toilet when I heard on a talk show in the next room that my mother was listening to that now, Roe v. Wade has been passed. And I remember thinking, oh, good, I can do whatever I want.
Wow.
And we all...
Hold on. Now, as we get ready to wrap up part one, as just me and Pop gonna break that down, what did she just say? She just said with that being turned over, it gave her the idea I can do whatever I want. Go ahead, Pop.
Now you notice, like I told you, I'm gonna be looking at my phone. Y'all know it. I'm normally going straight from the dome. But here's the thing. Notice that she said, in a nutshell, what happened was that I'm going to use some of the president's terms that people, even though they don't like it. You notice how the president used to say all the time, let's make America great again? Notice how the ex-feminist is letting it be known is that family and community is what made America great.
Come on now.
That's what made America great.
Talk to him, Pop.
She let it be known.
Talk
Family.
to him.
She let it be known. Family is what made America great. Because what did she say? Because back in the day, what did they do? All the TV shows and everything were family oriented. It wasn't about an individual. It was about us and we. It wasn't about me. And then, of course, as we know, we'll continue.
Like she said. And then what did she say? She said it was the female cop, and then it was Charlie Angels, right? And so she talking about
That's
now,
right.
Look at the change.
Come on.
Right? So in the 60s when she was born, it was about family.
About family.
Now by the time she 10, it's about women doing whatever they want to do. And then she said,
come on,
she using the bathroom when she overhear her mama talking about and the TV talking about Roe versus Wade. And what did she say? That means I can do whatever I want to do. Women been buck wild since then. I will never understand why young people think that taking lives is the way you should go about kids. Roe v. versus Wade for me strictly means just this. Use contraceptive and do what you doing the right way. And the only time you should have to take a life if that's the absolute last possibility that you got. Y'all using it as your first possibility. But go ahead.
And remember, what she's saying is that with Charlie's Angels and everything, we got away from
family.
And this was all about design, by design, y'all. We got away from family.
We did.
And we took it to individuals.
We did.
And that was the start of everything being broken. It's when we took it away from family and the TV shows and everything once again, and we took it to whereas, okay, now I'm a woman, and now I don't have to do this family thing. I can literally just do whatever I want to do, and I ain't got to answer to nobody. And I'm done.
We're going to let her talk a little more as we end this
Also
episode.
had the pill. And
This
so,
part.
you know, it's brand new. And when something is brand new, people tend to react to it, you know, overreact to it. It really completely liberated me and my friends as teenagers into basically having a lot of casual sex.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, I'm going to check on out with this, and I told you this off camera, right? You know how we live in Salt Lake, so like when Popeyes, when Jack in the Box, you know, when Raising Cane's, you know, when some of these places come to Utah, right? Like, you have to wait hours in line just to get it. Like, everybody loses their mind, right?
That's right.
But like now, if you go to most Popeyes, it'll never take you longer than 10, 15 minutes.
That's right.
Because it don't wear off, right? That's exactly what she's saying when she's talking about how the sexual revolution came on, Roe versus Wade. Now they got the pill. And she said, what did that lead to? She said that led to a bunch of casual sex. But as I ended, do you know what that didn't lead to? That didn't lead to no successful marriages and relationships for these women. You know what it led to? It led to them getting beat down and taken to Pound Town. It led them to 3 rounds of ground and pound like the UFC. That's all it led to. It led to Fight Night 2003. And that's all I got to say. This is part 1. We gonna break it down to part 2. Y'all know it's me and Pop. We over here on this couch. We over here on YouTube. Y'all come check us out.